The last days say that there will be an increasing amount of inequality as far as wealth is concerned. At the beginning of this section in Revelation 6, we read about things that will occur near the beginning of the tribulation. And I want you to listen to this passage carefully, and then I'll explain to you what it means. When he opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come and see." So I looked, and behold, a black horse, and he who sat on it had a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four living creatures saying, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not harm the oil and the wine." Now that's kind of a wordy statement, but what's going on here? The passage describes the seal of judgment during the tribulation, and it paints a picture of worldwide famine. The black horse is a symbol of famine, and it is a time of judgment when resources will be sparse. Many will be thrown into abject poverty and hunger and despair. And the prophecy says that in those days, a denarius, that's what you get paid for a day's work, it says in those days a denarius would buy a quart of wheat. A quart of wheat will sell for a denarius during the tribulation period. A quart of wheat wasn't very much. In fact, it was not enough to sustain a family. And then it goes on to say that 3 quarts of barley could also be bought for a denarius. Imagine a day of back-breaking labor, getting up early in the morning, going out and working your tail off, if I can use that expression, and come back and realize all you got that day was a quart of grain, and it isn't even enough to feed your family for one day. Now, it says something here about oil and wine. It says, "Touch not the oil and wine." Oil and wine were the commodities of luxury, of well-heeled people. They didn't deal in barley and wheat, they dealt in oil and wine. And the scripture says, don't touch that. So what happens is the poor people get poorer, and the people who control the wealth get richer, and the disparity in the economy is gross. An old saying goes like this: the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The issue of income equality will be a big driver in the tribulation chaos.